Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back another video from 6, and today we are checking out Naruto was 12 when he... dot dot dot. I think this is going to be a carry on from the last one where it's like about Naruto's taijutsu, and basically this is just going to be like, but when he was 12, he was able to do this, able to do that. I mean, Jesus Christ, like when he was 12, he did the whole Haku fight. That fight against Garo is definitely something to not be scoffed at. Being able to do the Shadow Clone Jutsu when he did it, just by looking at the scroll, impressive. Yeah, let's see what this video is.
In my last video, I went over how Naruto had pretty nice taijutsu skills, and in it, I said Kid Naruto wasn't so good at taijutsu, and that caused a lot of people to think I was saying Kid Naruto was weak.
But no, there you go. No.
But no. Kid Naruto is busted, and it's so neatly written into the manga that you probably didn't even notice by how much. I reread Naruto Part 1 and thought it was kinda crazy that a 12-year-old genin that everyone says sucks was doing the type of things that Naruto was doing. So I've compiled every major feat from Naruto in Part
Stopping the snake. When Orochimaru had Sasuke completely like messed up. Stopping that snake, man. Wow.
1, and I'm going to explain just how busted each of them are,
Yo,
and why
that was
Naruto
cool,
has
yeah.
always been extremely powerful, even as a 12-year-old. I also don't want any keyboard titans coming at me saying Naruto was technically 13, so your title, I don't care. Anyway, before we get started, if you could leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm also not going to be doing these in chronological order or anything, because that doesn't really matter, because we've all seen or read Part 1 at some point in our lives. So I'm going to
Personally prefer part 1 to part 2. Oh, yeah.
Gamabunta is the first thing I want to talk about because it's an extremely impressive feat, and it only gets more impressive the longer the story goes on. For one, this requires an insane amount of chakra.
Yeah.
Jiraiya tells Naruto that since he's not very good at chakra control, there's no need for him to focus on it and making it better, because there are tons of jutsu out there that only require massive amounts of chakra and not too much finesse. Let's not forget that Gamabunta was the go-to summon for Jiraiya whenever he was in the three-way deadlock, meaning he fought tons of battles in the Second Great Shinobi World War. So Gamabunta is not only powerful but extremely seasoned as a combatant. There's also the argument that Gamabunta is potentially stronger in Part 1 than he was in Part 2.
I mean, yeah. Gets older, you know.
There are specific species of frogs that shrink as they age, and if you look at Gamabunta in Part 1 compared to himself in Part 2, or even back during the Nine Tails attack,
Difference in size.
he seems very much so smaller than he was during the Nine Tails attack and earlier in Part 1 when he's fighting Shukaku. I'm not going to get into pixel scaling or anything.
Yeah, I was going to say it might just be was easy to draw, but it's definitely something to think about.
I'll just show two images of Gamabunta on screen. You can tell me if you think he looks smaller or the same size or not. I just wanted to mention it because the idea of Naruto summoning a quote-unquote prime Gamabunta against Gaara makes the feat just that much more impressive.
Yeah, it does.
Naruto also manages to pull this feat off 2 separate times. That's impressive not only because of the insane amounts of chakra it requires to summon Gamabunta like I mentioned earlier, but what Gamabunta actually gives Naruto access to. If Naruto had Gamabunta up against any of his other opponents in Part 1 aside from Itachi, he would have won the fight with no problem. That is granted that Gamabunta provides his cooperation because he's not always willing to help Naruto. But
yeah, it's not like he's just summoning something that's willing to just do anything Naruto says. It's like he questions it, but as soon as he sees it's the One Tails, he's like, "Oh, okay, let's go."
Sasuke, Neji, and Kimimaru would all get dealt with by Gamabunta very easily. This is not to mention that Naruto fought a literal tailed beast with Gamabunta. I bring this up last because even though it's a part of the Gamabunta feat, I wanted to kind of section it off into its own little section, because fighting a tailed beast at the age of 12 years old is absolutely insane on its own. Keep in mind, Naruto is nothing but a genin at this point,
and he isn't using, like, it's not like he is turned into like the Nine Tails or anything. It's Naruto.
Doing here is like some Kage level stuff. Tailed beasts are literally weapons for their countries. They are the weapons that the countries use to defend against other countries if they ever so happen to invade. Naruto is taking on the Sand Village's gigantic
Yep.
weapon on his own at the age of 12.
Mental.
I want to put this a little bit more into perspective for everyone. Whenever the Sand attacked the Leaf Village, part of the plan was to have Gaara go full Biju mode and attack the rest of the village while Orochimaru is up there fighting Hiruzen. The tailed beast was supposed to be attacking an entire village,
Right, yeah.
but Naruto is
taking it by
fighting it
himself.
on his own
Yeah.
as a 12-year-old
Crazy.
Genin.
That's crazy.
Let me put this a little bit more into perspective for you. When Shukaku would rampage, the people that had to calm him down or suppress his power were the Kage of the Sand Village. That's still not enough. Let me put this even more into perspective for you. I know that what I'm about to bring up specifically applies to the presence of 7-tailed beasts, not just the one tail, but the Shinobi Alliance was formed solely on the basis that all 4 leaders, Raikage, Tsuchikage, Kazekage, and Mizukage, all agreed that that is what was necessary to fight 7-tailed beasts. Naruto is taking on a fight that is 1/7 the reason why the Shinobi Alliance was formed.
Damn.
500 chapters after this.
Damn.
But I think you get the point by now. Naruto fighting a tailed beast at 12 is extremely impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you got the implication whenever he was fighting it in the first place. But when you start to piece together different things that you learn throughout the series, the feat just becomes that much
Even
more
cooler,
impressive
I
many times
get that,
over.
that's class.
Naruto learning the Rasengan at 12 is also pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We do have people
Yeah, it is, considering people haven't been able to, like, do it. Jesus.
who are even more genius than Naruto learning the Rasengan, like Konohamaru. He learned it younger, and we know from recent events in the manga that Minato created the jutsu when he was around 15.
I
and we know
still
that
need to read that chapter, man. I'm gonna read it today.
Kakashi had to learn it sometime before he was 12 as well, considering he got promoted to a Jonin when he was 12, and that's also whenever he showed off the Chidori.
Also, just before we carry on, I just realised I'm not going to be uploading for the next couple of days. I'm going to be away. Yeah, I've got a little trip away booked. But when I get back, we're back on the uploads.
So Naruto isn't the youngest to do this, but considering his chakra control isn't all that impressive and he was still able to pull off the jutsu, it is very impressive to me. I also think it's impressive how Naruto managed to do this in a creative way. Since he couldn't get the chakra to spin right on his own, he just had a shadow clone do that portion for him.
Yeah,
And this is all in the middle of a fight with a Jonin. Then, just to mention, when Naruto used this Rasengan for the first time on Kabuto, he hit Kabuto way harder than he was expecting, and Kabuto collapsed even after healing the damage Naruto did to him. This also caused Orochimaru to immediately stop his fight with Jiraiya
like, wait,
and try
what's
to
going
go
on?
unalive Naruto just because he learned that jutsu. On the topic of Naruto mastering jutsu, Naruto mastering the multi-shadow clone jutsu is also pretty insane. One shadow clone alone is said to be a Jonin level technique, so obviously you could expect the multi-shadow clone technique to be far above that in terms of
definitely.
rank.
Damn.
The jutsu is literally written on a scroll of
that's
other
locked away.
forbidden jutsu.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Naruto mastered this in a couple of hours, and when he used it for the very first time, he made 1,000 different
he's never
clones
done
of
it
himself
before, yeah.
and beat up a Chunin. And this is before Naruto even graduated the academy. He failed the exam to graduate literally earlier this same day. It really serves as a great reminder of how strong Naruto can be when he's mad or pushed into a corner. Which brings me to my next point, Naruto taking down Haku.
Here we go. Yeah,
Haku is hyped up as being this stronger than Kakashi, stronger than Zabuza level threat. And we literally just saw Haku beat on Sasuke.
And then rage.
Naruto literally punches through Haku's ice
Hell
mirrors
yeah.
that couldn't be
So
melted by
sick.
Sasuke's fire style. Haku even admits that he can't handle Naruto's chakra for much longer. It is safe to say that Haku is a bit fatigued around this time,
Well, yeah.
considering he's been
Blah.
using his
Come
ice
on.
mirrors for a long time, and he does say that the ice mirrors cause him to expend a great amount of chakra. I still don't think that makes this any less impressive though. Zabuza even goes out of his way to mention in his head, by the way, so it's a genuine
Actual
reaction,
thought.
that
Yeah, like what's
Naruto
going
should
on?
be stronger than Kakashi at this point. Next up is beating Neji. Neji does say in his fight with Kidomaru that Naruto was the strongest person that he had ever fought before he fought Kidomaru. That's not too impressive because all Neji has ever fought at this point in time that we know of anyway is Hinata when they were little and Rock Lee during some training exercises when Lee was using his weights. It's impressive, but not too impressive. Naruto does in this fight though get back up from the 64 palm technique,
Yeah,
which is
well.
supposed to completely incapacitate you.
Yeah, you're meant to
Getting
be
back up is
down.
cool and all, but getting back up doesn't cause you to win the fight. What's impressive is that Naruto gets back up and he wins the fight. After he gets back up, since his own chakra was shut down, he's able to call upon some of the Nine Tails chakra. Naruto makes a pretty important statement here, which is that the chakra he's summoning now is even greater than the chakra he had when he was training. And I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. When he was training with Jiraiya, he managed to summon Gamabunta with the amount of chakra that he
But
gathered.
now he's got more.
So now Naruto is basically saying that he could summon Gamabunta again. I did mention earlier that it is necessary Naruto have Gamabunta's cooperation in order to use him in a battle. I think this case may be a little bit special though. I'm pretty sure that the Chunin exams arena is smaller than Gamabunta himself.
Yeah.
So I think if Naruto were to summon
Just everything's
Gamabunta, he
destroyed.
might unalive tons of innocents. But he would also get Neji in the process. I'm just saying. Then to win the fight, Naruto does outsmart Neji, who is the genius
Yeah,
of the
very,
Hyuga
very
clan.
smart.
Hinata's
Yeah.
dad even said that Neji had completely surpassed the members of the main branch after learning the 8 trigram 64 palm technique. And the dead books do say that Naruto surpassed Neji here, but I don't think that they're talking about power because we blatantly saw that base Naruto isn't as strong as Neji. I guess if you want to interpret it the way that it does mean power and that he surpassed Neji in strength, it would just mean Naruto got stronger. But like I said, I'm not going to interpret it that way. Now we get into what's probably going to be the longest section of the video, that being Naruto versus Sasuke and their ever going rivalry throughout part 1. I don't plan to go over every time they're compared to one another because some of the times that they're compared to one another, it just straight up isn't impressive. It's just normal
Yeah,
progression
it's just,
that you would
okay,
expect
they're a
from
little
these
bit stronger.
people.
Cool.
One that you wouldn't
The
expect
power
though
creep.
is that on the rooftop, Kakashi says that Naruto could have killed Sasuke with his Rasengan. To me, I think this implies that if they were to clash Rasengan to Chidori like he interrupted, Naruto probably would have won that clash.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what the narrative is trying to tell you as well whenever they have Naruto make the smaller hole inside the water tank, but then you look at the back of it
I
and
love that,
Naruto's
and it's
blown
just
the entire
destroyed.
water tank out.
Yeah.
That even causes Sasuke to want to rage quit and leave the Leaf Village. I know that's not the exact reason, but that definitely
helps.
played a
It
big
definitely
part in why
tips him over the
Sasuke
edge,
wanted
yeah.
to leave the village. Before going to fight Itachi, we actually see Sasuke training his Chidori a little bit. And Sasuke thinks to himself that when he's watching Naruto fight alone, sometimes he just gets scared. He also seems a bit insecure of how fast Naruto is progressing as well. And this is before Naruto ever even learns the Rasengan. I've gone over this before, but I think when the manga author puts the character's thoughts on the page, it's the most genuine reaction you're
definitely,
going
I
to
think
get
so.
out of
Yeah,
any
yeah.
said character. Because the character has no reason to lie to
themselves, yeah, but when they say it out loud, don't mean nothing really. They could be saying anything.
themselves. So Sasuke genuinely thinks that Naruto is scary whenever he sees him fight at times. Keep in mind, Sasuke is the boy genius and Naruto is just some 12-year-old nobody at this point. During their fight, Naruto also does some pretty crazy stuff to Sasuke. After Sasuke blows out one of his lungs with the Chidori, Naruto just heals it back, while simultaneously pulling out more Nine Tails chakra than he ever has and keeping his sanity on top of that. After that, Naruto literally yells away a fireball, which is also pretty impressive and
So
crazy.
sick,
This
yeah.
next part is anime only, but Sasuke pile drives Naruto all the way down to the rock at the bottom of the valley at the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This happens a little bit differently in the manga, but the results are still the same. Naruto starts to pull out even more Nine Tails chakra than he had before, which was already the most amount he had ever summoned in the first place. Meaning, yeah, Naruto could have summoned Gamabunta against Sasuke. I'm just going to
Yeah.
briefly touch on Naruto's interaction with Kimimaro because for the most part,
Okay.
Naruto was just getting handled by Kimimaro. But I do think it's somewhat impressive that he was able to keep Kimimaro at bay for as long as he did. But then at the same time, whenever Kimimaro got done with all of Naruto's clones, he was going to strike and unalive him towards the end, but Rock Lee came in and saved him. Don't forget to check out the Wonder app. If you click the link in my description, you can get a free trial of the premium version of Wonder. So, all in all, Naruto didn't do too impressive against Kimimaro.
But still did pretty damn well as a 12-year-old. Yeah, he's got some cool stuff going on. I like that. That was cool. Some impressive things going on. And yeah, some great examples to back it up. So yeah, like I said, I'll be away for I'm away for 3 days. So you might have 4 days with no uploads. But then when I get back, I want to start covering the Totally Not Marked Dragon Ball Z reviews and get back on the Dragon Ball Z abridged creator commentary videos as well. And some other stuff might get uploaded while I'm away. So we'll cover that when I get back. So yeah, whenever I go away, I just want to enjoy myself. I don't want to keep having to like constantly worry about like I forgot the uploads, or what I used to do when I'd go away is like I'd record the videos in batch and then like edit them while I was away, or like upload them while I was away and stuff, or like spend a whole day scheduling beforehand. And I'm doing so many hours at my actual real job, like it's just it's just, so go away tomorrow. I just want to enjoy myself. So yeah. Anyway, make sure to check out my Etsy shop. Links in the description for t-shirts and hoodies that I have designed. And thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is our support channel. That's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch, discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys all, guys, next time.